Today on Mystery Hunters.
The case of the missing princes. Just like Prince William and Prince Harry, these two princes were once in line to be King of England. They mysteriously disappeared, and some people believe they were murdered. Can these bones reveal what happened to the missing princes?
And I investigate the case of a millionaire who didn't just disappear, he reappeared as a ghost. Many people suspect he was murdered too. Can his ghost tell me what really happened to him?
Is there really a way you can talk to the dead? Maybe there is. Doubting Dave shows you how to make a Ouija board and take it for a test drive.
This is Mystery Hunters. The Grand Theater is supposed to be haunted. Hi.
Hi, Christina.
This is Rob Wellen, the public relations manager of the theater.
I know it's haunted, and you're going to possibly see that for yourself.
Did you see the play with Mary Jane?
One summer evening in 1957, two teenagers said they saw a strange-looking figure climb a ladder off stage. From the waist up, it looked like a person. But from the waist down...
I didn't see the legs going up and down on the ladder, and of course, as it's going across the catwalk, I didn't see below the waist.
Jay Campbell was one of those teenagers. Were you scared?
I was a little nervous. We were nudging each other and pointing and saying, you know, we're both seeing the same thing.
So do you think this place is haunted?
Whether it's a ghost or just what it is, I can't explain it. So I would take it as a mystery.
Jay's sighting happened a long time ago, but the theater's PR manager believes a ghost is still here. Rob recently touched it with the help of Sheila Bouchard, a psychic, and Blair, a channeler. A channeler is someone with the ability to talk directly to the ghost.
Sheila said, Rob, please come here, please come here. So I stepped forward, and she said, a little closer, and then Sheila says, put your hands out. So I put my hands out like that. And my hands turned so cold that they start to shake like this.
Wow. There was another very specific ghost sighting in 1960. An actress said she saw a mysterious figure standing at the bottom of the staircase. She didn't recognize the man she saw, but when someone showed her a photograph, she said it was this man, Ambrose Small, a multi-millionaire who owned many theaters, including the Grand. In 1919, Ambrose Small disappeared without a trace, and many people think he was murdered. Could it be Ambrose Small who's haunting the Grand Theater? And if he is, can we find out if he was murdered? And if he was, can we identify his killer?
Ambrose, were you murdered?
Two princes disappear, and bones are the only physical evidence in what looks like a 500-year-old murder case. Is it possible that modern forensic science can unlock the mystery? In April 1483, 12-year-old Prince Edward and his younger brother Prince Richard are sent to live here by their uncle Richard. According to the official story, the move is so Prince Edward can prepare to become King Edward. But what the boys don't know is that they're really being sent to prison. It was for their own protection, said their Uncle Richard, who just happened to be next in line for the throne, should anything happen to the boys. For months, people around the tower got used to seeing the boys playing in the battlements or in their room. And then they disappeared. I'm here to find out what happened to them. At the time, this building was called the Garden Tower. Then the princes disappear, and people start calling it the Bloody Tower.
What are you doing here? Don't you know children get lost here?
Bill Wilson is a yeoman warder. He guards the Bloody Tower of London and knows a lot about its secret history. Where are the princes last seen?
In and around this area, Tower Green.
Well, where are their parents?
Well, their father has just died. Their mother's in a nunnery at Westminster. They're being looked after by their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, their protector. Some people believe that he actually wanted them killed.
But why would their uncle want to kill his own nephews?
Because they stood in his way. He wanted to be the king, he needed to get rid of them.
What happens after they disappear?
Richard does become King of England.
That's Uncle Richard. Only now he was King Richard. He had motive and opportunity for getting rid of the boys. Where's Richard when the princes disappear?
He's 100 miles away in the north of England. Some people believe that he'd ordered somebody to have the children murdered.
You mean he hires a hitman?
Sort of. A man called James Tyrrell was the lieutenant of the Tower. He orders him to have the children smothered with their pillows.
How do you know all this? Was there any kind of police investigation?
No, Richard is king. The king is law. Nobody questions the king.
If Richard murdered the princes, then why does a man come back 10 years after the princes disappear and claim to be one of the princes?
You ever get a haunting feeling when you're in school? Like you didn't do your homework last night? Or you forgot about a test? Or there's a ghost standing over your shoulder, freezing you with her icy dead stare? No, you got mail. Then you've never been to 11-year-old Gillian Berner's school in Toronto, Canada. Wait till you hear her story. Dear Doubting Dave, kids at school keep saying they see a ghost called the Gray Lady appear before them. They say she haunts our school because she died in a fire there a long time ago. I hear people talk about her so much that sometimes I think I see her too. Are there such things as ghosts? Well, Gillian, people have been claiming to see ghosts for hundreds of years. Our own mystery hunters have searched for ghosts in houses, caves, battlefields, and even prisons. They've come across some weird stuff, but they have never yet actually seen a ghost. Maybe because ghosts are supposed to be invisible. But some people say they can become visible by sucking energy off the living. That could be why people say they feel cold when a ghost is around. I gotta get a haircut. Many people do believe that if you die traumatically, like in a fire, you can leave a kind of impression of yourself behind. And that does sort of fit with your story of the Gray Lady. So, Gillian, are there such things as ghosts? The problem with ghosts is no one can absolutely prove they exist. And the evidence gathered so far doesn't convince me or any scientist I know. But many people are happy to believe a ghost story because we love the thrill of an unexplained encounter. But I wouldn't believe everything you hear from the kids at school, Gillian. After all, many of them still eat dirt.
Could a multi-millionaire who disappeared without a trace be one of the ghosts haunting the Grand Theatre? Ambrose Small owned theatres all across Canada, and he was very rich. On December 2nd, 1919, he sold his theatres and received a check for $1 million as a down payment. Ambrose deposited the $1 million check into the bank account he shared with his wife, Teresa. Then he had lunch with her, and later that same day, he disappeared. I located the police records of the case. Investigators came from all over North America to try to find Ambrose Small because there was a huge cash reward. They looked for him everywhere, in ravines, in the ground under his basement, all without any luck. Murder was a definite possibility. What happened to Ambrose Small?
We never solved the case because we never found the body.
Were there any suspects?
There were. We interviewed a number of people, but nothing panned out.
If Ambrose Small was murdered, who could have done it and why? Was it his wife Teresa, who inherited all his money? Could it have been his employee, Mr. Doughty, who was angry about the sales of the theaters and who also disappeared? Or was it someone else? The police weren't able to find out what happened. But if Ambrose Small really haunts the Grand Theater, maybe I can find out if he was murdered and who the killer was by asking Ambrose himself. Ambrose Small, are you here?
Yes, he's here.
Is it possible the princes could find out their uncle is planning to kill them and escape from their prison? 10 years after the boys disappear, a man arrives at the tower with 6,000 armed men claiming to be Prince Richard, the true King of England. When he loses the battle, he confesses that he is an imposter. His real name is Perkin Warbeck. Perkin Warbeck is locked up in the tower, just like the real prince he pretended to be. Then he's hanged. No one else ever comes forward claiming to be one of the princes. 200 years go by, and then one day, under a stairwell here at the Tower of London, workmen discover an old wooden box. Inside are 2 small skeletons. The case of the missing princes is reopened. This plaque says the prince's bones were discovered here. The bones were then brought here to Westminster Abbey. And this is where they're buried today. The writing on their tomb says they were stifled with pillows by the order of their perfidious Uncle Richard. So, it looks like the case of the missing princes is solved. Or is it? A lot of people, like Wendy Moorhan, believe the boy's Uncle Richard is innocent. They say he was framed and the discovery of the bones was part of a cover-up.
And he was charged with lots of crimes which he didn't commit. Richard was a good family man, and he was responsible for the princes. After all, they were his nephews.
Why do people blame Richard?
This book, written by Sir Thomas More, The History of Richard III.
This book says King Richard killed the princes, but the book was written for this man, Henry VII.
Henry VII didn't have a very good claim to the throne of England, so he took the crown by conquest. And he had to justify that. And the easiest way of doing that was to blacken the reputation of his predecessor, King Richard.
Did King Henry VII try to frame Richard for the murder of the princes so he could be king? If I could just examine the bones in that tomb, maybe I could find out for sure who they belonged to and what happened to them. Cameras aren't allowed in here. Okay, it seems as though nobody's allowed to get their hands on those remains today, but somebody did get to do an examination in 1933, and I was able to get the report. I bring the report to Corinne Duhigg, a forensic anthropologist. She knows how to get the bones of the dead to talk. The report contains an X-ray of the bones found in the tower.
Take this one.
With bones that she brought for demonstration, Corinne shows me what the report found out about the bones at the Tower of London. It's 32.6 centimeters. They measured the size of the leg bones. From that, they could tell how old the person was at the time of their death.
This shows they were 11 to 12 years old when they died.
Which was about the same age as one of the princes was when he disappeared.
That's right.
The report also said that the 2 skulls found had similar markings on them. That's an indication that they were related to each other.
Now, what they could determine was that there were 2 boys of about 10 and 12 years old, and that they were probably related to each other.
So, would you be able to tell that these are the remains of the princes?
The 1933 report couldn't determine that. The only way we could do it now is by doing a DNA study of these bones. But unfortunately, when the scientists did this report, there was no DNA testing.
Can we at least prove how they died, whoever they are?
Well, in the 1933 report, they said that there was a stain on the face, which was supposed to show they died of suffocation. Well, I don't agree. That doesn't show suffocation. But it's possible, if it is a blood stain, that it was produced by a blow to the face. Now, the only way we're going to be able to tell is if we were allowed to get these bones out of the abbey and examine them properly.
We've identified the likely suspects in what looks like a murder for one of the biggest prizes of all, the Crown of England. But the full story of what happened to the missing princes will remain a mystery as long as the scientific evidence is locked up in the abbey. I wonder what other skeletons are hiding in the royal closet.
Say you can't get to a place that's supposed to be haunted. Then how about if I show you how to bring a ghost to you? True believers say there is a way. Using a mysterious device called a Ouija board. Could this be a doorway into the spirit world? To make your own Ouija board, make a square of cardboard about the size of a placemat. Write the letters of the alphabet in 2 arched rows across the top of the board. And just below, write in numbers from 1 to 10. At the bottom of the board, add symbols for yes, no, and goodbye. Next, cut out a smaller piece of cardboard shaped like a teardrop and cover the bottom with felt so it slides easily. Finally, cut a hole near the point that's big enough to see the letters through. Now you're ready to summon some ghosts. The same way that some people claim to be able to channel spirits, there are those who believe that the Ouija board is a way for spirits to talk to the living. Put your fingertips on the small piece of cardboard. You can also do this with friends. Now, ask a simple question like, "Is there a ghost here?" Usually, you'll have to sit quiet and concentrate for about 5 minutes, but don't push or pull the piece. Spiritualists believe that ghosts will guide the piece to answer your question. If you get an answer, ask more questions, like, "What is your name?" and "Why are you here?" and see if the Ouija board spells something out. If your piece actually feels like it's moving on its own, does that mean there are ghosts in the room? No. Skeptics believe what's actually happening is you're moving the piece yourself. How? Because our muscles twitch without us even realizing it. That starts the pointer moving, and people in the group begin to subconsciously guess at the answers and form words to figure out what's really going on for yourself. Try it blindfolded. Ask the Ouija board a few questions and have a friend take notes on what letters come up. Usually, you end up with total gibberish. So, make your own Ouija board, if you dare. See what happens. Just remember, things aren't always what they seem.
See this balcony up here? They say Ambrose Small never misses an opening night, and this is his favorite spot. Let's see if we can contact him. These people believe they contacted a ghost once before in this theater.
We found some out there, and I was talking to one for a while, and yeah, I had a conversation with them.
Maybe they can do it again. Blair's the channeler, the person who the ghost will speak through. What's gonna happen?
We're gonna try to connect with Ambrose. I usually do that by going into a trance and talking with him there.
What does it feel like?
Sometimes I just hear them or feel them or just sense them around me, or sometimes I even smell them just like they're around me, just like in person.
Okay, let's see if we can contact Ambrose Small.
So we're going to take Blair to that beautiful, quiet spot. Tell us, Blair, what are you seeing? Or who are you talking to?
I see a man over behind you in like a suit, like a brown or black suit with a top hat.
What age?
He looks to be about in his 50s.
May I ask if it's Ambrose Small? Did he answer you?
Yeah, he nodded.
Ambrose, were you murdered?
Yeah.
Who murdered you?
I didn't get the name, but I saw a picture. It's this, like, kind of younger guy who's sneaky. Looks very sneaky with a bigger nose.
Where's your body? Where did they bury your body?
Beside a big willow tree.
And where would that be?
It's in London.
How far away from the Grand Theatre is it?
Walking distance.
Is there pain anywhere?
I'm getting like a sharp pain in my back.
What happened to your back?
I fell down the stairs.
Who pushed you? Did somebody push you down the stairs?
No, he was running.
Who was running?
Ambrose. He's running away.
Ambrose, did this man kill you?
Yes.
It seems that through Blair, Ambrose told us that he broke his back while being chased down the stairs by a younger man, and that his body lies under a willow tree. I asked the police about this new information, but they told me that they don't investigate tips that come from a channeling session. There's just no evidence that it really works. Only physical evidence, like bones or clothes, would get them to reopen the case. But that would mean digging to find it. The problem is, most of the willow trees from that time have died or been cut down. So Ambrose Small's disappearance still remains a mystery, for now.
So what do you think? Is it possible to communicate with the dead? It looked like you had contact with Ambrose Small.
It felt like it too. Something seemed to have happened in that channeling session, but I don't have any proof.
Well, you know, we always say, things aren't always what they seem.
I know.
Thanks for watching.
See ya.